Hello everyone, welcome to our next lesson. Let's move on to language focus. 1번. Don't stand here, he said. This part of the pool is only for people who are good at this. So today we are going to focus on be good at something. Use be good at something to express that somebody does something well. Alright, very simple. Like example, if we put it in Korean, 명사우를 plus 잘하다, 지다, 등등등등등. Alright? So I practiced Taekwondo in my younger days, but I'm not very good at it anymore. 나는 젊었을 때 태권도를 연습했지만 지금은 잘하지 못한다. 저 옛날에 태권도 잘했어요. 근데 이제는 못합니다. 저는 어렸을 때 카라테 많이 연습했지만 이제는 잘 못합니다. 그리고 I was good at boxing, I was good at karate, I was good at many different things. But now, because I'm busy, I don't get to practice anymore. 그래서 이제는 못합니다. 근데 옛날엔 I was very good at those things. Or if you are good at mathematics, you might want to study engineering. 수학을 잘한다면 공학을 공부하면 좋겠어요. Or if you want to be an accountant, you might want to study mathematics more. If you're good at running, maybe you want to become an athlete. If you are good at making people laugh, you might want to become a comedian. I'm not good at anything, actually. I just realized that I'm not good at anything. I can do many things. But I am not good at anything, which is a little sad, but it's sort of true. All right, so yes, be good at. 2번. But Mr. Shin must have received the same survey and she might have had a bit to say. Okay, next language focus is must have. Use must have with the past participle to express an assumption based on evidence and logic. Okay, so there's a few things we need to talk about. There's 3 different ways we can use must have. Number 1, must have plus noun. This is 필요한 것. Example, you must have a PCR test before you enter South Korea. 한국에 입국하기 전에 PCR 검사를 받아야 해요. You must have. There's also using must have as a noun. So must have is sort of like a noun phrase. So 필수품. An example, this new item is a must-have. 이 새로운 아이템은 필수 아이템이에요. Right. This new item is a must-have. In this situation, we're using it as a noun. But today's example is this one. Use must have with the past participle to express assumption based on evidence and logic. Okay? In Korean, what is evidence? In Korean, evidence is 증거. Alright, so let's have a look at this example. Daniela speaks Swahili fluently. So she must have lived in East Africa before. So 다니엘라는 스와힐리어를 유창하게 말함으로 동아프리카에서 산 것 같아요. So it's like saying I think she must have lived in East Africa, 동남 아프리카에서 산 것 같아요. But she must have. Or if we look at the next example, I must have misunderstood. I thought the meeting was today, but nobody else is here. 오해한 것 같아요. 미팅이 오늘 있는 줄 알았어요. 여기 아무도 없어요. But nobody is here. So we're using must have to express assumption based on evidence or logic. So Danielle speaks Swahili fluently. So she must have lived in East Africa. Well, you could change it. Like Danielle speaks Korean fluently. 다니엘라는 한국어를 유창하게 말하므로 그거 때문에 because of that thinking 한국에서 산 것 같아요. She must have lived in Korea. No, I must have misunderstood. 오해한 것 같아요. Now, let's move on to the language focus quiz. 1번. People who are good at should work as Be good at something. 잘하다. Say cooking. People who are good at cooking should be what? Work as a chef. 요리를 잘하는 사람은 요리사로 일하면 좋겠어요. People who are good at working with numbers should work as an accountant. People who are good at motivating people should work as a teacher. 2번, you can't if you're not good at Okay, so it's the opposite, right? Let's say you can't be an accountant if you're not good at maths. So 수학을 못하면 회계사가 될 수 없어요. Maybe. 3번. Must have worked really hard because must have, right? Must have worked, must have gone, must have seen, must have done. PP, as we saw here, with a past participle. All right. So let's say she must have worked really hard because she got a promotion. So 그녀는 승진했기 때문에 정말 열심히 일한 것 같아요. Okay. 4번. Must have done something wrong. This is easy. It just needs a subject. I. 내가 잘못한가 봐요. 제가 잘못한가 봐요. I must have done something wrong. Now, let's move on to the further discussion. 1번. How would you have responded if you had been in Miss Shin's situation? 만약에 신 씨의 상황이 있었다면 어떻게 반응했을까요? I'd be very angry. Number one, it's bullying behavior, and I don't like people who bully other people. The older man or the older person should have just shut up, in my opinion. But in Korea, it is considered rude to talk back to the elders. So I also understand her not wanting to confront this other person. Most people who are mature don't like to create confrontation. But I would have been very angry. Which brings me to question number 2. And question number 2 says, if people from a more advanced group, like or class at your gym or pool, approached you and asked you to buy the food, buy them food, I'm sure that should be, how would you respond? So if it was me, I would probably just, at my age, I'd be extremely angry. And I would retaliate, or I would argue and stand up for myself, because I don't think this sort of behavior is okay. regardless of who you are, how old you are, who you think you are. You should never bully other people to buy something for you. If you are that kind of person who does that, then you're a bad person. I don't care how good people think they are. Everybody in this world is equal, in my opinion. Anyway, that wraps it up for today's class, and we'll see you in the next class.
Aerobic.
Aerobic.
Senior citizen.
Senior citizen.
Vote with one's feet.
Vote with one's feet.
Notorious.
Notorious.
Overrun.
Overrun.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.